I see you've got a Cx5 today. What are you doing?
Okay, so this Cx5 just came in. The reason why it came is because it's got, we are doing DPF on it. We're going to be eliminating the system of DPF. The customer just bought it. I think she has owned it for something like 2 months. So she had done her research and found out that, you know what, these cars have got issues with DPF. So pretty much we're eliminating the system. That's what we are doing. But whilst we are doing that, we are just for the sake of science, in the sake of you guys, we want to see what really happens when you remove a DPF on a vehicle like a Mazda Cx5. Some of what you hear say may sound like theory, but today we're just going to apply a little bit of science, and you know, then you'll be able to see for yourself what happens, how the car improves, how the car changes. So first of all, we're just going to do a power run on it. Right now it's on a chassis dyno. We've strapped it. We're going to see how much power it makes before. The DPF on this vehicle hasn't had a malfunction yet. So it's sort of like we are preempting the problem, because we know it's not a matter of if, but a matter of when a DPF malfunction is going to happen. So we're going to do a power run as it is. We're going to see how much power it's putting down. We're going to see, and then afterwards, we're also going to see what it's going to be doing. So as you're watching me right now, what I'm doing is I'm doing my pre-checks before before a car runs on the dyno. These are things that we just check to just make sure, you know, the car is really sound for it to, because sometimes the dyno can be more harsh than the actual road. So just doing some pre-checks.
Okay, so what's up with the marker? What are you trying to do now?
Okay, so what I'm doing with the marker is I'm marking down the level of the coolant. So one thing that I discussed with the customer when she brought the vehicle, because we know these cars have got an issue of overheating. Sometimes they overheat before you even buy it. By the time you've purchased it, it has history of overheating, and as you press the gas pedal, it displaces coolant. I think we've done a video where we're explaining about that. I think if you check here, there's going to be a video that fully explains that. So I'm just going to check the cooling system to make sure that we don't have an issue of an overheat situation that may have happened before, because we are also going to be implementing a cooling protection mechanism on this vehicle. Again, trying to preempt some of the issues that we know this car has. There's a video that we did previously where we talked about how we are able to prevent damage on this engine by making the car protect itself where it realizes that it's about to overheat. There's a full video about that. So we are going to be implementing that solution on this car as well. But we have to first of all check that the damage has not already been done. That's pretty much what I'm doing here. So far everything looks good. Everything else pretty much seems to be where it's supposed to be. So the next thing is I'm actually going to do a power run and we see what it does. So when this car came, we had other things that we were working on. So it had to sit for a while. It was a bit cold, so we had to get the car warmed up a little bit, try to get to the actual temperature that we know it operates at when it's on the highway. That way we'll be able to make accurate measurements of the power that it's actually putting down. So this whole warm-up process, unfortunately, we'd already strap the car on the dyno. Otherwise, sometimes we have to drive it around town a little bit just to get the temperatures up. But just because we'd already done that, we have to drive it a little bit more. Most of the footage has actually been cut because it takes a little bit of time just to get up to temperature. So we just warm it up, driving it at 40% throttle, driving it at 30% throttle and so forth until we get the car up to temperature as it should. So there we have it. The car makes 162 horsepower at 303 Newton meters of torque. So we're going to proceed and do the conversion to non-dpf, completely eliminate that system, and let's see what happens. The car is, we've strapped it back on the dyno, so I'm going to do another power run, and then we see what the gain has become, if there's any gain at all. Obviously the DPF has been eliminated. The stuff is actually in the boot for the customer to see. One thing I enjoy a lot when I'm working on these vehicles is actually analyzing the DPF, because when we analyze, we get to see how the car is being, how people are how the car is being run essentially. Are they using good quality fuel? Are they servicing it in time? All that we are able to see through analysis of the DPF. I've been doing this for what, 6-7 years now. So I think I've got a good understanding, right, when I look at that material. Anyways, without wasting so much time, let's test the car. So we're going to do warm-up runs again, and then we start doing power tests. Okay, so that concludes our test. You can see that the turbo is a bit more happier now. Definitely, she's going to enjoy the car. It's going to feel a lot better. As you saw, there is no smoke that's going to come out of the exhaust, so that's a good thing. Also, fuel consumption, I know it's going to improve. I like the fact that she was meticulous with her car. Every time she was driving and she was actually noting the consumption. Obviously, she's going to get better fuel economy going forward. Some cars that we've tested here end up doing 1:22, 1:23 sometimes on the highway. When you're doing your city driving, anything between 15, 16 thereabout. Those are the kind of results that are expected when you bring your car here to us for elimination of that emission system. So if you need your car to be done as well, contact us. Our numbers are below or up there. We'll be very happy to assist you. Thank you so much for watching.